All right, hello and welcome to the Commonplace binder. This is, of course, the 2026 flip through taking place in the summer, so it's pretty hot, and I got to get this done. Okay, so the contents page is listed as page 4. If you've seen the flip through videos before, you know that I used to have earlier pages, but things were crossed out, and once everything is crossed out, we simply move on to additional pages. I normally list things in sets of 5, as that way it's easy to know. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. And so it's just easier for me to figure out where the stuff is. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sets of 5, which means each page has 40 items. These little designations here are just to let me know when a month is over, to see if I did basically nothing during 1 month, like it looks like October 2025 had basically no work getting done. But September was obviously very eventful. Anyways, we're gonna start flipping our way through. This is, of course, the final page so far. And now we're getting on to, well, I guess that was the first section. I don't think you can see this little tab at the top. Let me check that. No, it appears as if the little tabs at the top are not visible. And that's because, while I do have little tabs that say, like this one says September 2025, channel settings, I didn't include it within the video because the way I'm recording this is a gooseneck. And so that means there's basically something kind of like the neck of a goose. And so the neck is only so long, and I don't have a lot of space on my desk. And I don't really want to record my whole desk. I want to keep everything focused on the actual flip through. So we're just looking at settings and then channel history cover page. So this is related to when things happened on the channel. And we've got the methodology doc, a cover page for this section, because it looks like this section was going to be big or was big at the time. This is a former front cover of the binder. So if you've been watching for a while, you've seen that. This is my equipment list. I probably need to update that as it's from 2025. Same with interesting notes. As we go further through the binder, we will, of course, reach the things that are newer, because the newest stuff goes in the back. Yes, this is the ideas category regarding Patreon. I wrote a bunch of random stuff in here, and then when I recorded the videos, I found out that they were they were actually terrible. So that's like 100 gigabytes of recordings on my computer that I don't know what to do with, because they weren't good enough for me to actually release them. At least that's what I thought. So you can glance through this stuff if you want, but I do consider this section to be a failure that I need to address at a later time. So this little bit right here is a page that's broken out. Now, the reason why that happened, obviously, is because this is scrap paper, and over time, the pages will wear down. Looks like having some trouble. I'm not sure if you can see this, but I have a weight right here to hold the gooseneck. And so the little tabs at the top of the page are not enjoying that. So I'm just going to move the binder over a little bit. There we go. All right, this is stuff from November 2025 on Patreon. That looks like a mess. We've got November 2025 decisions. And then February 2026 things to do and get. And so when it says something like, February 2026, or whatever, it doesn't necessarily mean all the things happened in that time. It's just the last time that I was working on the project. And so you'll probably notice that some of these sections are quite old. And you might be wondering, wait a second, if this is what this guy works on, why is he not working on it all the time? And so part of that is I'm just not interested in every single thing in every single moment. And part of it is also I have other stuff to do. And another part is actually letting the things remain dormant. So if I check something over and over and over again, I'm actually going to psych myself out, because It's like if you're, adjusting the movement of a boat and you're adjusting it every single second, it's probably going to take a lot of energy. But if you're just making sure that you don't get knocked over in the waves and you are going in the general direction you're supposed to be going in, you're probably going to have more luck. Although I haven't spent much time in a boat in over a decade, so it might be that explanation is very bad. The point is, I just try to have a record, and then I go through it every so often and update it. Although some of these categories are very silly, and look at that. I definitely had some activity on that page. Wow. So I hope everybody's doing okay. It was very dusty here yesterday, and of course it was a Thursday, so I went to go hang out with one of my relatives. Sorry, not one of my relatives, one of my neighbors. Although we did talk about their relatives, so that's why I was relatively on subject. They decided to come outside and join me, which I thought was kind of weird because it was very dusty. And I went over there just to check in because I hadn't seen them in a while. So I was like, hello. And they told me they had just been recovering from the sickness where everybody's guts are going all over the place. And I decided I didn't want to go inside their house. So I just kind of stood outside. I was wearing a mask on my eyes, but also one on my mouth. So I was technically able to tolerate the air quality, or at least I would have been able to if I was a normal person, but I have really high sensitivity. And so I still got messed up afterwards. Anyways, I just hope everybody's doing okay with the dust. And I expect that there will be more dust before the end of the summer, but you never know. We might be fine. Although I think I have to mow the yard later, so I might not be fine. We'll see what happens. So I think we're about halfway through, which means we have a lot of pages in this binder. There are a lot of plan pages because I've made a lot of videos. In fact, pretty soon we're going to get to the plan page for today, which doesn't include the information it's supposed to. So I might actually stop and fill that out while we're just going through this flip through. Oh, sounds like somebody's home. I'm hearing somebody move around. But we're still going to keep recording because I don't expect a contact attempt. Oh my gosh. Remember, as always, you can pause whenever you want. Just trying to get through these pages. If there's a way you want me to do these differently in the future, just let me know in the comments down below. Yep, door was closed. I was not contacted. That's good news. Actually, right before I started this recording, I was delayed, and so I would have started the recording a little bit earlier. But it's good that I didn't because I got a call that made me very angry. So not only am I recording on my phone, but I get calls on my phone, right? And so getting that call would have made me rage a little bit. And yeah, I'm very happy I wasn't interrupted. Oh my gosh, having some trouble with this page. Okay, so here we have the thing for the last time I was recording. And then I guess right now we can add a second thing. So, okay, we got that out of the way. Oh, I forgot this part. Okay, so it looks like we've finished this. I added that there. I should not have checked this box. So we're gonna erase that. But we are back to recording. So yeah, this is the Commonplace flip through for summer 2026. And the music I listened to before is that French song down there. Oh, wow, I've actually had that Tumblr for a while. That's over a year now. That's kind of crazy. Oh, looking at the blue sky. Oh man. Oh, I probably need to update this. Haven't updated that in a while. What does that say? Yeah. I'm still paging through. Oh, right. I was going to work on this section earlier today, but I decided not to. Because the thing I want to do with this is going to be rather time consuming, and I'm not really ready for that. You know, like I'll do it, but I'm not going to be happy about it. This is going to take the most time of any section to flip through, so if you want to skip to the end of this little bit, or 2 times speed this section, that would be totally fine. Also, as a question, how do you feel about when I increase the speed of the video to like skip certain parts? Is that good? Is that bad? Maybe I should speed it up while having my voice be separate? Not really sure. But I'm not really sure what to commentate on when we're just flipping the pages. So I guess I'll try to be a little bit more quiet as we go through the rest of this section, just so you can hear the pages. Okay, what the heck? These are like stuck together. If I skipped any at some point earlier, I'm sorry about that. I wasn't really looking at the upper right to check the date I had listed. My eyes are still a little bit messed up, and so I'm having a little bit of trouble focusing on everything. Also, I just realized I still have a different tab open, so I should adjust that. Hopefully there was no weird glare in the process. Yeah, like I said earlier, this is a huge category, and I'm going to need to trim this one down. Obviously it'll be quite easy because there's so many pages and not a lot of stuff on any of the pages, but it is going to be very annoying to do because, you know, it's 100 pages. I'm not being very gentle with the pages. I need to go back to doing that. And of course, as I say that, there's one for the pages that doesn't really turn. Because why not? What is this? Oh, this is July 2026, Future Student... Oh my god. July 2026, Future Student Commonplace. So these are pages that I'm working on, for the Student Commonplace project that just aren't quite done yet. Or I just haven't decided to use them. The ones in here are mostly just fluff that I'm going to use in some parts of the project later that I want eliminated. Because I do need to know that like some of the pages are going to continue on. So like this is Student Commonplace Originals. These are, oh yeah, you can see the lineage a little bit. Okay, so we had 3 different videos at first. Well, it was one video, but it was for 3 different Commonplace categories that are right here on the next few pages. And we started with A and B and C. C was just like, okay, so I kept one version of that. B was terrible. It was a blank page, and so that was removed. And then A was split into 2. So this is a copy of A, and this is a copy of A. And so eventually, if C is also terrible, the only remaining original start would be A. There'd be nothing else. And so this is a good way to keep track of what we're actually looking at, where all the different things came from, and where they're headed in the future. So I'll try to make sure that at least 2 of the things are good every time. And, you know, one of the things might not be so good because I'm expecting it to get removed. Now, you might say this is me altering the votes in some way. Like, if you think a student would do a better job than this, why are you doing a bad job? And it's like, sometimes I just don't want to work on it, right? And something will get eliminated anyway. So it's probably better for me to put the majority of my work into certain things that I think will work, and then not as much effort into the things that I think are probably going to get discarded anyway. Because, you know, as someone who's making content, like, it would be very, very annoying to put the same amount of work into the thing that everyone's going to look at, that I'm also going to reuse, versus the thing that's like just a random thing for a random video. And so this is partially to show that some students are going to be better at this than others, but also partially because I want to be able to do good work. And I might be able to do good work 90% of the time, but I'm never going to hit that 100. Like, I can aim for it, but it's just never going to happen. And so I got to make sure that the bad work is in the places where it's going to get eliminated, or it's not going to be seen very much. Anyways, we've got a note here for the number of pages photocopied. I want to keep that updated just to let me know how many different things I am actually photocopying. That's my little guide on how to do that. Here we've got an example of one of the signatures pages. And the stuff in here is somewhat haphazard, but at least it filled the space. So now we've got July 2026, Student Commonplace, A. So if you voted for A, this is what you voted for. So obviously you've seen this if you watched some of the other videos. We've got the photocopy page I just passed. This is the new page. The Student Commonplace B, which is the copy of A. And then the new page for that. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm wearing my headset to block out the noise in the house, and my Windows PC just did one of the random security things where it's like, that's not necessary. And I have the sound on because having just like white noise in the background of the computer seems to help my focus. But anyways, this is Student Commonplace C. And we've got this copy from the original C. And then that's the new page for the original C. And this is my example of what is going to be a bad page from now on. It's just going to be a bunch of stuff written all over the place. It's still stuff, but it's not like, you know, a chart or anything. So anyways, this is it for the summer 2026 Commonplace recording. I'll probably title it a little bit differently so that people see Student Commonplace and they're like, oh, okay. Well, not Student Commonplace, but, you know, just like Commonplace book or Commonplace binder. Anyways, thank you for watching. I will catch you in the next one. All right, bye.